I just think consumers are prioritizing their spending a little differently. Adding, I think it's just a continuation of the deterioration of the overall consumer.
A massive miss on earnings as car sales slide and expenses rise here. And there's a lot to break down within CarMax's results. You're seeing shares down here early in trade by about.
Consumers are spending differently now. And it's not just a trend, it's part of a bigger shift in the overall consumer landscape. CarMax just revealed a massive earnings miss. And with car sales sliding and expenses rising, their warning couldn't be louder. Shares are down early in trading, and the message is clear. The car market is changing fast. If you own car stock or plan to buy a car in the next year, this could either make you rich or wipe out your savings. Right now, CarMax stock is in free fall after Amazon announced it's selling cars directly on its website. But here's what the headlines aren't telling you. This isn't just about one company. This is about the complete collapse of the old way Americans buy cars. Meet Tom, a lifelong CarMax customer. Last week, he watched his CarMax portfolio lose $12,000 in a single day. But Tom's losses are just the beginning. Amazon didn't decide to sell cars on a whim. They've been studying the market for years, and what they discovered sent CarMax executives into emergency meetings and left. Traditional dealers panicking. Here's the truth Amazon uncovered: the entire car buying system is rigged against you. Overpriced by design, full of games and confusion, and about to be wiped out by technology that makes traditional dealers as obsolete as Blockbuster. But there's a darker side. While Amazon promises convenience, they're also positioning to control something far bigger than just car sales. The real question isn't if Amazon will crush CarMax, it's whether you'll be ready when they come for the entire car industry. Amazon just declared war on every dealer in America. Their weapon, convenience. Partnering with Hertz to sell certified pre-owned vehicles online may sound simple, but it's a seismic shift. This is Amazon applying their everything store strategy to the one industry that resisted digital disruption: car sales. Here's why this terrifies dealers. Amazon knows how to make buying anything effortless: one-click purchasing, transparent pricing, next-day delivery. Now imagine that applied to a $25,000 car. Sarah from Denver said it perfectly. I spent 6 hours at 3 dealerships trying to buy a Honda Accord. Paperwork, financing, add-on pressure. If Amazon can let me buy a car with a few clicks, I'll never step foot in a dealership again. Amazon isn't just selling cars, they're selling the promise of a car buying experience without pain, manipulation, or wasted time. It's they versus US. They equals traditional dealers who profit from confusion. US equals consumers who just want honesty and convenience. The moment Amazon announced car sales, chaos erupted. CarMax stock dropped 18% in a day. Carvana fell 22%. Even franchise dealers lost billions in market value. Wall Street saw it immediately. The car buying game has changed forever. But the ripple effect goes deeper. Traditional dealers, protected by state laws, are realizing Amazon doesn't follow the same rules. They don't need franchise agreements. They don't need dealer licenses. They can undercut dealers on used cars while offering better service. And there's nothing dealers can do to stop them. Small, independent dealers are trapped. They can't match Amazon's scale or CarMax's buying power. They're caught in a war between giants, and the human cost is real. Jobs lost, communities disrupted, livelihoods destroyed. CarMax executives know their model is at risk. They've pivoted to online sales over the past 2 years, but they're trying to fight a nuclear war with conventional weapons. Revenue is declining, margins shrinking, and customer acquisition costs are rising. Their stock tells the story. Being the best traditional car retailer is like being the best VHS rental store in 2005. Obsolete. Here's what Amazon brings that no dealer can match. Logistics mastery. They move billions of packages annually. Cars are just bigger packages. Customer trust. Amazon delivers on promises. Dealers, not so much. Data dominance. They know what you'll buy before you do, letting them predict demand with precision. Carvana proved customers will pay more for convenience. Amazon, they'll offer convenience and lower prices. CarMax is caught in the middle. Traditional dealers relied on inefficiency and inconvenience to protect profits. Amazon just eliminated that trade. Tesla showed the blueprint. Direct-to-consumer car sales work. Amazon scales it to every car in America. Franchise laws protect dealers from manufacturers, but not from Amazon. Amazon is attacking where dealers least expect it. Used cars, where the real profits are. Small dealers know what's coming. Margins that kept them alive for decades. Gone. Jobs they supported? At risk. The local dealerships that built communities. At risk of disappearing entirely, CarMax once disrupted traditional dealers. Now they're being disrupted themselves. Their better experience is primitive compared to Amazon's scale, technology, and obsession with customer satisfaction. The age of car dealerships as middlemen is ending. The platform era is beginning. 20 years from now, explaining a dealership to your kids will be like explaining Blockbuster. You had to drive somewhere, talk to salespeople, and hope they had your car in stock. For consumers, the question is simple. Are you ready? Transparent pricing, effortless online buying, superior customer service, this is the future. Ownership itself might even become optional as on-demand transportation grows. CarMax's collapse is just the first warning shot. Stocks will fall, prices will shift, jobs will vanish. Smart money is already betting on the disruptors, not the disrupted. If you want to know what's coming next, subscribe now so you're never blindsided again. And grab your free ebook. Avoid these 17 cars in 2025, link in description, the truth. CarMax's struggles aren't about one company, they're about the end of an era. Amazon isn't just selling cars, they're rewriting the rules of the entire industry. And when the dust settles, there will be winners and losers. Which side will you be on? Consumers are changing how they spend, and the car market is already feeling the shockwaves. CarMax just reported a massive earnings miss. Car sales are falling, expenses are rising, and investors are panicking. Shares are down, and the warning is loud and clear. The car buying system is breaking. If you own CarStock or are planning to buy a car this year, listen closely. This could either make you a fortune or destroy your finances. Right now, CarMax stock is plummeting after Amazon announced it's selling cars directly online. But this isn't just about stock prices. It's about the collapse of the old way Americans buy cars. Meet Tom, lifelong car buyer, loyal CarMax customer. Last week, he watched his portfolio lose $12,000 in a single day. But Tom's loss is just the tip of the iceberg. Amazon didn't step into car sales by accident. They've been studying the market for years. And what they discovered is so shocking, it sent CarMax executives into emergency meetings and left traditional dealers scrambling. Here's the truth Amazon uncovered. The car buying system is rigged. It's overpriced, overcomplicated, and full of tactics designed to confuse you. And now, technology is about to destroy it. But Amazon's move isn't just about cars there after something bigger. Control of an industry that has resisted change for decades. The question isn't whether Amazon will disrupt CarMax. It's whether you'll be ready when they reshape the entire car market. Amazon just declared war on every dealer in America. Their weapon, convenience. Their strategy, sell certified pre-owned vehicles online through a partnership with Hertz. Simple on the surface, seismic underneath. This is Amazon applying its everything store model to the one industry that resisted digital disruption. Here's why dealers are terrified. Amazon knows how to make buying anything effortless, one-click purchasing, transparent pricing, fast delivery. Now imagine that applied to a $25,000 car. Sarah from Denver explains it perfectly. I spent 6 hours at 3 different dealerships trying to buy a Honda Accord. Paperwork, financing, add-on pressure. If Amazon can let me buy a car with a few clicks, I'll never step foot in a dealership again. Amazon isn't just selling cars, they're selling freedom from the pain, manipulation, and wasted time of traditional car buying. They versus US. They equals dealers who profit from confusion and pressure. US equals consumers who just want honesty and convenience. When Amazon announced car sales, chaos erupted. CarMax stock fell 18% in a single day. Carvana dropped 22%. Even traditional franchise dealers lost billions in market value. Wall Street saw it immediately. The car buying game has changed forever. And the ripple effect doesn't stop there. Traditional dealers, protected by state laws, are discovering those protections don't apply to Amazon. They don't need franchise agreements or dealer licenses. They can undercut dealers on used cars, offer better service, and there's nothing anyone can do to stop them. Small, independent dealers are caught in the middle. They can't match Amazon's scale or CarMax's purchasing power. They're fighting a war between giants, and the human cost is real. Jobs lost, communities disrupted, livelihoods destroyed. CarMax executives know their model is at risk. They've tried pivoting to online sales, but they're fighting a nuclear war with conventional weapons. Revenue is falling, profit margins shrinking, and customer acquisition costs are rising. Their stock tells the story. Being the best traditional car retailer is like being the best VHS rental store in 2005. Obsolete, Amazon brings advantages no dealer can match. Logistics mastery. They move billions of packages each year. Cars are just bigger packages. Customer trust. When Amazon promises a delivery, it happens. Dealers, not so much. Data dominance. They know what you'll buy before. I just think consumers are prioritizing their spending a little differently. Adding, I think it's just a continuation of the deterioration of the overall consumer. A massive miss on earnings as car sales slide and expenses rise here, and there's a lot to break down within CarMax's results. We're seeing shares down here early in trade by about CarMax. Just sent the biggest warning to the car market. And if you own any car stock or are thinking about buying a car in the next year, this could either make you rich or financially destroy you. Right now, while you're watching this video, CarMax stock is in complete freefall after Amazon announced they're selling cars directly on their website. But here's what the headlines are missing. This isn't just about one company's stock price. This is about the complete collapse of how Americans buy cars. Meet Tom, a lifelong car buyer who thought CarMax was the safe, reliable way to purchase vehicles. Last week, he watched his CarMax stock portfolio lose $12,000 in a single day. But Tom's financial pain is just the beginning of a story that will reshape every car lot, every dealership, and every car purchase in America. Because Amazon didn't just decide to sell cars on a whim, they've been quietly studying the car market for years. And what they discovered is so shocking that it sent CarMax executives into emergency meetings and made traditional dealers panic like never before. Here's what Amazon knows that CarMax desperately hoped you'd never find out. The entire car buying system is rigged against you, overpriced by design, and about to be completely destroyed by technology that makes car dealers as obsolete as Blockbuster Video. But there's a darker side to this story. While Amazon promises to revolutionize car buying, they're also positioning themselves to control something far more valuable than just car sales. The question isn't whether Amazon will destroy cars. It's whether you'll be ready when they come for the entire car industry. And what happens to your next car purchase when the biggest retailer in the world decides to play by completely different rules? Amazon just declared war on every car dealer in America. And their weapon of choice is something no dealership can compete with: convenience. The announcement seems simple enough. Amazon partnering with hers to sell certified pre-owned vehicles directly through their website. But this isn't just another retail partnership. This is Amazon applying their everything store philosophy to the one industry that's resisted digital disruption: car sales. Here's what makes this terrifying for dealers. Amazon already knows how to make buying anything effortless: one-click purchasing, next-day delivery, hassle-free returns. Now, imagine applying that same customer experience to buying a $25,000 car. Sarah from Denver told me yesterday, "I spent 6 hours at 3 different dealerships trying to buy a simple Honda Accord. Paperwork, financing, games, add-on pressure. If Amazon can let me buy a car like I buy everything else with a few clicks and transparent pricing, I'm never setting foot in a dealership again." Amazon isn't just selling cars, they're selling the promise of buying cars without the pain, manipulation, and time wasting that customers hate about traditional dealers. They versus US framing, they equals traditional dealers who profit from customer confusion and time pressure. US equals consumers who just want honest, convenient car buying. Amazon has the logistics network, customer trust, and technology infrastructure that took traditional dealers decades to build. But they built it better, faster, and more customer-focused. The moment Amazon announced car sales, something unprecedented happened. Every major player in the car industry started panicking simultaneously. CarMax stock plummeted 18% in a single day. Carvana dropped 22%. Even traditional franchise dealers saw their publicly traded parent companies lose billions in market value. Wall Street understood immediately what many consumers are just discovering. The car buying game just changed forever. But here's the domino effect nobody saw coming. It's not just online car retailers that are terrified. Traditional franchise dealers, the ones who thought they were protected by state laws, are discovering that Amazon doesn't play by the same rules. A Ford dealer in Texas told me this week, Amazon doesn't need franchise agreements. They don't need state dealer licenses. They're not selling new cars. So all our legal protections don't apply. They can undercut us on used cars while offering better customer service, and there's nothing we can do to stop them. Small independent dealers are getting squeezed from both sides. They can't compete with Amazon's scale and convenience, but they also can't compete with CarMax's volume purchasing power. They're caught in the middle of a war between giants. The betrayal emotion? Dealers who thought they were protected by regulations are discovering that innovation doesn't ask permission. One announcement: multiple industries in crisis. But the real victims of Amazon's car market invasion are the customers who don't understand what's really happening. There's a reason Amazon's car announcement sent shockwaves through the industry. Americans hate buying cars more than they hate going to the dentist. Consumer surveys consistently rank car shopping as one of the most stressful, time-consuming, and frustrating experiences in modern life. The average car purchase takes 4.5 hours at the dealership, involves multiple trips, and leaves customers feeling manipulated and overcharged. Here's the emotional contrast that Amazon is exploiting. Buying a $2,000 laptop on Amazon takes 3 clicks and arrives in 2 days. Buying a $25,000 car requires taking time off work, enduring high-pressure sales tactics, and navigating financing games designed to confuse you. Mike from Arizona described his last car buying experience. I knew exactly what car I wanted and had financing still took 6 hours at the dealership. They tried to sell me extended warranties, paint protection, and gap insurance I didn't need. By the end, I felt like I'd been through a psychological war. Amazon's promise is simple: buy a car like you, buy everything else. No haggling, no financing games, no pressure tactics, just transparent pricing and convenient delivery. They versus us set up. They equals dealers who profit from making car buying complicated and stressful. US equals consumers who just want honest, simple transactions. Amazon isn't just offering to sell cars, they're offering to eliminate everything customers hate about buying cars. And that's what has the entire industry terrified. This isn't just Amazon versus CarMax. This is the beginning of the biggest disruption in automotive retail since Henry Ford invented the assembly line. On one side, traditional dealers protected by franchise laws, state regulations, and decades of political lobbying. They make money from financing markup, service departments, and add-on products that customers don't understand. On the other side, Amazon with unlimited capital, customer obsession, and a business model that prioritizes long-term market share over short-term profits. They make money by making customers so happy they never shop anywhere else. The weapons in this war aren't just about price, they're about customer experience. Traditional dealers rely on information, asymmetry, and time pressure to close deals. Amazon relies on transparency and convenience to build loyalty. An automotive industry analyst told me yesterday, this is David versus Goliath, except David has a nuclear weapon. Amazon can lose money on every car sale for years while they build market share. Traditional dealers can't survive losing money for even a few months. CTA integration approximately 30% mark. If you want the truth about where this market is headed, hit subscribe so they can't ever take you for a ride again, and download my free ebook. Avoid these 17 cars in 2025. Link in description. The betrayal narrative. Wall Street and legacy dealers thought they controlled car sales. Amazon just proved that customer loyalty beats regulatory protection every time. The battle lines are drawn, but the real war hasn't even started yet. Because what Amazon is really after isn't just car sales, it's something much bigger. Amazon isn't just another car retailer trying to compete with CarMax. They're bringing weapons to this fight that no traditional car company can match. And it's not even close to a fair fight. First, logistics mastery. Amazon moves 13 billion packages annually with precision. That makes FedEx jealous. Moving cars, that's just bigger packages with wheels. They already have the transportation network, the tracking systems, and the delivery infrastructure that car dealers are still trying to figure out. Second, customer trust. When Amazon says a product will arrive Tuesday, it arrives Tuesday. When a car dealer says, "We'll have your car ready by 3 p.m., you plan for 6 p.m. and bring a book. Amazon has spent 25 years building trust. The car dealers destroy in 25 minutes. Third, data dominance. Amazon knows what you buy, when you buy it, and what you're likely to buy next. They can predict when you'll need a new car before you know it yourself. A former Amazon logistics executive told me this week, people don't understand the scale advantage Amazon has. We can deliver a 4,000 pounds car more efficiently than most dealers can move it across their own lot. The infrastructure we built for packages works even better for vehicles. The contract